All right, what's up? We are live. Snuffing Torches, Survivor 46, episode 9 recap. Another really great episode. This, let's give credit where it's due because obviously we're hard on Survivor when it sucks, and it sucked to start this season. But the last few weeks, especially the last two, last week I apologize. I had a last minute trip to Chicago making a movie for a Barstool Chicago Film Festival. Be out Friday, but great episode. Caught up today. Not quite as good, but still definitely up there. This season is in full swing. And honestly, this season is just chaos. Like, it's not it's not like great gameplay. Like, I don't know if there's anybody who would be like, oh, they're playing a really, really great. Charlie and Maria, maybe I would say, are playing the best games, but it's not like we're like being carried by a strategic mastermind or anything. It's just a lot of unique characters and pure chaos every week where going into tribal council, you have no idea who's going to go home. And it seems like the cast doesn't know who's going to go home either.
So I'd like to also apologize on Tommy's behalf for him quitting on the show last week when we needed him the most. Last week would have been a great episode. It's every
week I say, guys, do you want to do the episode? I can't do it. You say, no, I don't want to know.
Not how I remember that happening. I remember Tommy saying, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. And then
I'll show you guys how to set it up. No, forget it. It's okay.
But so going back to last week, maybe the most chaotic tribal ever, I want to say. It's up there. It's top 5 for sure. And then it kind of just carried over to this week. Q is an all-time madman, just all-time crazy person. They all hate his guts. We can't get enough of him. I think most people agree. It's like, he's crazy. There's no way he can win. And now they're playing the juggling act of like, well, nobody's going to vote for him to win, but we don't want him around at all. But we kind of have to keep him. I'm a big fan. After the crybabies are all gone, all the blue-haired libs are all gone. Most of them, we have a good season on our hands, and they're mostly ignoring the freaking annoying people finally, and they're showing us what we want to see. So, as Tommy said, tip my cap to Jeff Probst. He's doing it right finally.
Yeah, this really might be the most entertained I've been by a season, at least in the last 2 episodes since I started watching. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I guess we'll talk a little bit about the episode before. I'd imagine with Q, just the most mind-blowing I've ever been watching something. I still don't even know what happened. I don't know what he was. I don't even know what he thought he did to let people down. Like, I'm just very unclear about everything that happened. Very confusing. Love the season, though. It's been great.
You're number one Hunter fan. You must be down bad.
I'm down really bad. Yeah, I mean, I had one screen Celtics, one screen Survivor, and both let me down terribly. Hunter, why not play the idol? I know we'll get into that later, but like you're gonna find another one probably. You found, and plus everyone knows you have it. Infuriating to watch. Q's gameplay. We talked about this a little bit before in the office. Like, when someone says, when most people say it's the dumbest idea ever, my brain goes, maybe it's the smartest idea ever. Like, the American Revolution was probably a dumb idea at first, but it's actually like a really smart idea. And I bet that, like, when people bring you wild ideas, well, you make a face, Nate. Like, I'm guessing the first time British people heard that, they're like, what the fuck? We shouldn't do that. It's like, no, that's a really good idea.
I probably wouldn't have been down, to be honest. I would have been like,
no, we know you wouldn't have been down.
Yeah. No chance you would have been down.
But, to this point, though, with Q, this is just a really dumb idea that we did last week. There's no backup plan. I think they said it really, really well in Tribal. I forget who it was. I'm sorry. It was like, Q always says what's on his mind. I think it's Maria. Q always says what's on his mind. He's a straight shooter for good or for bad. And it's exactly what it is. I just think he's not. It's funny. He was trying to teach Banu Survivor. Q doesn't know how to play Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, you were saying this earlier, I thought maybe there was a 2% chance that was some weird scheme Q was playing. Yeah, but it seemed too genuine. I mean, obviously, I think this week you're admitting the confirmation that clearly wasn't the case, right? He's just crazy.
But also, he could have walked out, too. He could have just walked out. Like, he obviously didn't want to do it that bad, or else he would have just left.
I think this all the time is, so you get casted on the show, and as long as you play within the parameters of the rules, you can do like I've always kind of wondered why people just don't go off the reservation and just throw a grenade into the entire thing the way Q is doing now. We've seen it a tiny bit, jumping out the rice, stealing shoes, Brandon Hance just being insane. Q is kind of doing like, I'm on TV. I'm going to make this all about me. I don't care about the rules. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to be a grenade dumpster fire and just watch the ashes fall as they may.
But I don't think he's doing that like intentionally.
I think just like he said it, Tommy. He said, I want to be back tomorrow to cause more chaos. He said it to the camera.
I think he's just saying that now, though. I think now he's just like pretending, like, yeah, I'm just
exactly.
I agree.
Like last episode, he genuinely was like, I feel bad for changing the vote last minute. Q. That's just how Survivor works. So I think now he's trying to embrace that agent of chaos role, but deep down, he's basically, I mean, he went from like, I mean, he wasn't Boston Rob, but you know, he went from like being in control of a game he went from Boston Rob to Philip Shepard. Like he is now the craziest contestant I've maybe seen since like Philip Shepard, but I love it.
He's obsessed with control. Sorry.
I think it's 50, like half CTE, half like he thinks he's playing the game, like half he's actually also correct. I think there's a combination and like sleep deprivation, all that. I think, but he should be like studied, like what does CTE do to Survivor? Because I think that's what we're seeing mostly.
You did play football.
This is a funny comment from Straw Hat Benz in the Rumble chat. The producer put Jess, Jalinski, Banu, and Q all in one tribe. Must have known he was cooking up the worst tribe of all time. Yeah, Matt, the psych evaluator must have been like, you guys cannot do that. You cannot, please don't put these four on the same tribe.
No, they almost leveled Q out. Like Q was on, like Q. We thought Q was normal.
Like the most normal guy in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. He seems like a level-headed dude. Knew what he was doing. Good Survivor player. Holy shit, did that change?
But yeah, I'm all in. I want like going into Tribal. I was hoping Ben would go. I'm out on Ben. I tweeted Ben to me has the energy of like the character. He has the energy of the character in a movie who fucks like the main character's girlfriend. Or it's like you come home and your girlfriend's cheating on you with this like weird hippie guy that's just like, oh, good vibes, man. He's like, sorry, I'm fucking your girlfriend, man. Like that's the type of vibes I get from Ben. And I just fucking hate him. I hate Ben. I don't know why, but I hate Ben. And I was hoping he would go home. I wanted Hunter and Q to stay. So I was torn on the revote. But once Hunter didn't play his idol, then I was like, you know what, Hunter? You're not who I thought you were. Like, if we got an awesome move of Hunter getting up, playing the idol, then be like, all right, Hunter's a G. Hunter is a guy I can root for. But once Hunter was like, you know, just begging a tribal council, it's Q, right? And then doesn't play his idol. It's like, you know what, Q or Hunter, whatever. You're not the man I thought you were.
And not even taking it out of his pocket, being like, I'm gonna play it tonight. Let's do the plan. Like, not even a bluff, right. Hunter.
Yeah. Why was he? Well, you almost saw it coming though, because once he started telling everybody before Tribal that he had the idol, it's like, well, why would you tell people you had the idol unless you were trying to bluff, right? Like, I don't understand why you would be telling people if you were really going to play it. So obviously the whole time, like in the back of his mind, he was like going to try to get away with something. And it's just insane he actually followed through with trying to get away
think
with
his thinking was, like he said, he wanted a funny comp by Heather, but like Q is coach Philip and a touch of Russell Hance. But I think that he wanted to buy trust for future votes. And he also knew that, like, if only him and Q voted for Ben, then Liz and Venus, who I want to see a spinoff show of Liz and Venus. These two, I don't know what the
pump the brakes, Tommy. You're talking a little too much trash about my queen, and us Venus heads don't appreciate that.
I mean, I like having her around as a character, Venus.
She's not a character. She's a player in this game.
No, she is not a player. She is like the accidental mastermind. She's just accidentally running into like, she like says one thing at the start of the day, like, it'd be cool if this person went home today. And then somebody else puts together a master plan that goes home. And it's like, but it is funny that it keeps working out for her.
Did her name come up once today? Did it come up once? No, it didn't.
I think Tiff yelled about it for a second in Tribal.
Tiff. Whatever, Tiff.
No, I guess that was the day before, though, she was talking about. But
yeah, I don't think Tiff can win anymore.
I don't know what happened with Tiff. Like, I feel like I missed something. Like, all of a
Her
sudden,
emotions get the better of her at the
The way
exact
she
wrong
was
time.
screaming at Q was crazy.
She's
like
obsessed with Q. She can't.
It kind of worked. It kind of like she didn't play her idol. She got away with it.
It really did. It really did work. I mean, she said the only problem is they know she have an idol, but they knew that when we ended last week. So I would say she kind of came out on top today.
Somehow that like directed votes towards Q.
Right. Yes, you're right.
I don't really know how, but like it did.
If you're right now on that island, do you do whatever you can to take Q to the end because everyone hates him so much? I think you do.
I do. Yes.
It gets to that point where it's too much. You just don't want to be you're too hungry and tired and emotional, and you just want a moment of peace. And at some point, you just have to, just like cut that, and because he is too chaotic. He's too much.
But also there is the element of like the issue with like drag the goat to the final 3 is kind of like they're guaranteed one of those spots. Then there's only 2 spots available for final tribal council. So like if you're just gonna guarantee like Q is final 3, then basically you're succeeding. It's like a final 2, and you only have two spots to try for instead of 3.
Yeah. Also, so we're only reading Rumble chat because we get fired if we read any other chat. Someone, I don't know where it was. Oh, Johnny, how did Hunter think he was going to be able to tell Venus that he has an idol? He blew his own game up. I agree. Venus was the mastermind. And Skip said, it's blowing my mind how none of these guys are talking about how great Kenzie is playing. I don't know if they mean us or the people on the island. But yeah, Kenzie, we've talked about Kenzie every episode. She's great. Like, she's probably the favorite to win in all of our minds right now. I think we're all there.
I've switched to Charlie and Maria.
Charlie is great. I like Kenzie more, but Charlie is playing a very, very, very good game.
Yeah, they are like very clearly in control of all of like their names never even come up as like they're 2 people that everybody wants to work with and nobody wants to vote out. And that's a great spot to be in, where they're just calm, level-headed, and they even acknowledged it today where Kenzie was trying to pull the big move on Tiff, and they were like, well, that's going to put a big move, that's going to put a target on her back. Like, they're having everything go the way they want to while still avoiding having a big target on their back.
But Kenzie showed her first sign of slipping when with that Q conversation, she let her emotions get a little bit of the better of her there, where she wouldn't even like talk to him. She was like, I fucking hate you. Stop talking to me, Q. I'm not going to work with you, Q. You at least have to, like, in Survivor World, put on like, the poker face and just
who are you saying did that?
Kenzie, she kind of like snapped on Q. She wouldn't talk.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think Kenzie is. I don't think Kenzie is a clear. Kenzie, I honestly think tonight, I think her game took a hit in my book.
Are you not hearing my words?
Well, no, it sounds like you were it sounds like you were disagreeing. I thought you were disagreeing with me, and then you were agreeing with me, and that's.
I said it's the first time she's shown weakness in her game was by being emotional with Q.
Agreed.
Everyone's emotional with Q.
Yeah,
he just got that about him. I think everyone's allowed to just pop off at Q for no reason. That's accepted.
This person, Last Tech, says, does Maria honestly feel like she has any shot running with Charlie? She has to blindside. I don't know if, like, I wouldn't say that that's looked at as like Charlie is the clear ringleader of that duo. I think that I'm actually starting to get the vibe that like Charlie and Maria are either going to both be in the final 3 together and have a showdown, or they're going to be like facing each other in fire. Like, I feel like they have like that Tony Sarah bond, or like a bond you've seen in previous seasons.
I was thinking, Tommy, like Tina and Colby, if you want to go way.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, they have a cool bond, but I don't think that Charlie is viewed as like so clearly the better player. I think that they're both pretty even, I would say.
Yeah, if we run through it, I mean, obviously a huge Charlie moment that if he made it to final tribal, beating the unbeatable Hunter in a physical challenge was huge.
Yeah, I mean, that got Hunter out.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I've been throwing a lot out, but we want to just hit on it a little bit more chronologically. So in the beginning, Q taking responsibility, got him and Tiffany fighting and everything. Everybody's hating Q. Ben's ripping him. Blah blah blah. Something that seems to be a theme of this season. Liz, she was basically mad. She was like, I can't believe everybody's focusing on Q and nobody's giving me credit for this move of taking out Tevin. I feel like this is I don't remember a season where people are so adamantly wanting credit for big moves. You know, like I feel like usually you want to do that at Final Tribal Council. You say, oh, I did this. I feel like this season, whether it was Tevin, Venus, or whoever, they wanted to come back to camp and have people like throw them a fucking parade for leading a blindside.
I think that all stemmed from Venus. Venus is the one who wanted credit, and then they couldn't stomach her just like parading around.
Yeah.
Taking in. Tevin's a bit like that too, I guess. But
I also
he was
think
when he was like laughing, like I think I was maybe the last episode, he was like cackling, like it's like losing his mind kind of.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think Liz also, even though she is at times not aware at all, sometimes is aware. And I think she knows that right now she's playing a nondescript, worthless game to some extent. Like when it comes to trying to present your case to the jury. Like she goes to the jury, what's she gonna say she did other than eat her share of rice? Like what
she got Kevin out though? Like she did. Like she
did get Kevin out. Like
she explain.
She undeniably led that move last week.
That's fine, but if you're her though, you're probably like, fuck, I'm not very good physically. I'm not super great socially. What's going on, Nate?
Tommy just refuses to respect Venus's game. That she's the mastermind behind these votes, and he refuses to say it. I'm not going to say that it's sexist, but it sounds sexist. It's always Tommy versus the pretty girl.
No, it's I'm Team Liz. It's the nerdy girl. I'm giving her credit. I think that she deserves her credit. Like I liked also when she was saying in that confessional early where she was like, I don't want people to be watching me at home being like she didn't play anything. So I respect that she took a big swing last week and it kind of worked. But she still is like she's not going to win. I don't think.
Can I argue with Sam Miller 6 in the Rumble chat? Ben is so slept on. I think we all agree that Ben is just not our guy. I don't know. I would like to hear what people see in Ben. I don't see it.
Oh, I think Ben is a good player. I just dislike him.
Why is he a good player?
He's
been on the right side of most of his social game is unbelievable. Like
wow, it's believable. It seems strong.
A lot of people really like him. He's kind of he was able to like slide right into that third spot when Kenzie and Tiff dumped Q. He's kind of in there. I feel like on his pre-merge tribe, he was very liked. So I think he's a very good social player.
He was loved, but like I don't get it. It's like it's little Sebastian to me. I don't get it.
That's why I hate him. Is I'm acknowledging that he's a good social player. It just bothers me because I don't get it. And I feel like he's got that energy of like of the guy that steals the main character's girlfriend.
I don't like the rock and roll.
Yeah.
What's his whole
Something
thing?
about that annoys me.
His whole thing is rock and roll. Everything rocks or doesn't rock or rocks a lot.
I don't like that. That's annoying.
Tommy, you said you don't really get the game. Like, if you're imagine you're on the sidelines. That's why I really like Hunter so much. Like, you're watching him do kind of a lot of stupid, annoying shit, and Hunter's always kind of in the background, like rolling his eyes, like these people are fucking obnoxious. Like, Ben is gonna fit in with those people. Like, that's who they are. They love someone like him.
I don't think Ben is that obnoxious of a character.
I think
we've seen a lot worse than Ben in recent seasons.
He like sings sometimes.
But like you watch those people, that's a group you want to hang out with?
No, of course not. That's why I don't.
That's who's going to want to hang out with Ben.
I know it makes so we're on the same page here. I'm acknowledging he's good for that group. He's a good social player for the group of Survivor that he's on. I dislike him as a person.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, there we go. We got to the bottom of that.
Good argument, guys.
With that being said, I do think he's playing a pretty good game. I just don't like him.
Yeah. Wait, I have a question. It was a dumb question. Who voted for Ben?
Q. It was Q.
It was Q. Okay.
Which is hilarious. Like if he would have just voted for Hunter.
No, if he just voted for I guess he would have had to vote for. Well, right, he can't vote for. I guess how would that have worked? I guess what would have happened?
Hunter would have gone home 5-4.
Yeah.
But he went home anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know, but like, what if on the revote, people voted for Q instead of Hunter? Like, if on the original vote he just voted for Hunter.
I see what you're saying. He put himself in harm's way needlessly.
Yeah. Like he made it go to a revoting tie. Q is completely out of the loop.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Yeah. They said nobody talked to him all day. They hate him. Like Venus.
Oh, yeah.
Venus is getting showered with praise because they found somebody else to hate. She's like,
Venus, she needs to keep Q around. Like, she's the type of person, she needs Q in this game to just, like, blow shit up the whole time, and then she just keeps skating by. Like, her and, like, maybe even, like, Liz.
This isn't me doing Venus shtick. Her at Tribal, like, dominating, like, it's Q, turning that, it's Q. Like, I love her.
It just wasn't Q. But in her head, she's like, I'm on the hot streak of calling shots. Like, I'm Al Capone, and like, I'm saying it's Q tonight.
She did make the switch, though, to her credit, I guess.
I guess she's kind of got her finger on the pulse.
If I'm on that island, if it's me, I got Q here, I got Venus here, and that's who I'm going to the final 3 with, and I'm winning $1 million. Like, you got to do whatever it takes to keep them safe. They are your golden ticket.
I mean, I love Venus. Like, I need a super cut of her taking credit for every vote, and I believe her too. Like, she, I don't know. I'm getting caught up in my own spin cycle of Venus shtick and not. I think I'm back. Like, I believe that she is the mastermind again.
I like Venus as a character. I like having her around. Like,
you said that about Gabler too.
Is this Straw Hat Ben's comment correct on the Rumble chat there? Hunter is the 24th player to be voted out with a playable idol in their pocket.
No way. That's way too
That's
high.
wild. I believe it, but that's crazy. And Hunter's a smart guy.
Having an idol is like what Tiff said. Like, I thought, like, she was being so smart. She's like, I just want to get rid of this shit because, like, it's just like fucks you over. Like, puts a target on your back. Like, just play it. You're safe, and then get on with your life.
It's because they blabber. Ever since season 40, they find something, they tell everybody, they hold a press conference. Guess what I found, everybody? Nobody keeps anything to themselves anymore. It, like, John Rich, we're gonna give you homework. You're gonna have to go back and watch every season that you've never seen. You're gonna see a totally different game. Like, they used to not tell anybody anything, and they would just pull out an idol and be like, look what I have. Everybody would gasp.
I don't know why Hunter. Well, I know why, but Hunter had just shut the fuck up and just played the idol.
Dude, I knew it was going to be bad once he started telling people.
Yep, me too.
Like, there's no reason to start telling people unless you're trying to do some cute shit. Like, just play it at the Tribal, get on with your life, let somebody get just, like, fucked over by a random vote, and you're good. You probably would have won the next 3 challenges, probably would have found the next idol.
You said it best, Tommy. When he's I'll add time to it. When he stepped off against Charlie, I thought the same thing you did. This isn't the guy I thought he was. Like, I was the biggest Hunter guy in the world. I love Hunter more than any player in the new era. I love Hunter. But the second he stepped off, it all fell apart. And it fell apart.
I thought he was kind of. I liked him, but I thought he was kind of bland. Also,
he was.
I didn't see it that way.
A little bit of an asshole too. He thought he was better.
Yeah,
I like that.
He kind of was.
He's like John Krasinski. Why am I saying his actor name, not his name? Jim from The Office. You know, the faces he makes at the camera, the eye rolls, the I'm too good to be here in a way type of thing. It made him a good character, but I think I said our last episode, like, his social game doesn't seem that strong. He just wants to chop wood, build shelters, be a man, and not really like do all of what you need to do to survive on Survivor. And we saw it unravel, obviously, tonight.
No, but he had some strategic game.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was a normal dude. He's the most normal just guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, to put it like what Clemmer said, Ben is perfect for a cast like this. Hunter is not.
Right.
Like, Ben is going to
I'd much rather hang out with Hunter, like, every day of the week.
Oh, obviously.
Yes, Hunter should have been on season 5. Well said, Skip.
Yeah. Yeah, Hunter was behind his time instead of ahead of it. You're absolutely right.
He's an old soul.
Challenge breaking up into 3 teams of 3. Jeff's kind of like figure out amongst yourself. I kind of like this. I know some people are shitting on it, but I don't know. It's a little something different than, you know, whatever, just a regular. And also, I think it gives you. I mean, it didn't really work out probably how they wanted, but in an ideal world, it would give you a good moment of trying to figure out the teams. They kind of just formed by dumb luck, or like people being basically everyone being like, I don't want to be with Q, and then Q, Liz, and Venus were just like the 3 outsiders left. But it gives you that. And then I also actually thought, like, I know people were thinking, oh, you're going to have to work together with your tribe. Like, be careful who you're with. I thought it would have been maybe a twist where it was like, well, you're actually competing against your group. like you're not a team with the other two. Like you're competing against the other two, and then the 3 winners of the 3 groups compete against each other. I thought it might have been something like that. But I have no problem with trying to take up challenges.
This wasn't like Hourglass where it's like they threw something in, Jeff makes up a new thing for no reason. I think we could have got a cool scene of them figuring out the 3, and it's just bad luck that it didn't happen. I'm with you, Tommy. I like going 3-3-3. I thought that was cool.
I don't know. I say this every week, I feel like, but I'm so sick of the fucking obstacle course challenges. So, like, as soon as it was like, all right, we're splitting up into 3 and we're going to do the 3-part obstacle course, I was like, come on, Jeff. I love the individual, everybody does their own thing. And we got it at the end anyway. I didn't end up hating it, but
I didn't either.
Something funny to me about, like, Jeff's twist was just putting them back into tribes.
I liked it better than a puzzle, John. Like, you know what I mean? At least it was no fucking puzzle. This was way more entertaining than 90% of the stuff we get in the new era.
I've gone back and forth on what John Rich just said, because I have said previously, once you merge, it should be me versus everybody, like individual, and you shouldn't have to rely on other people for your own immunity. And I think that's the point of making the merge, is now you're on a tribe of 1. So I do agree with John Rich. Usually, for some reason, I liked what they did tonight, but I'm with you, John Rich. You shouldn't have to like rely on Venus for your own immunity. You should have to look out for yourself.
And it could fuck over, like it could have fucked over a Hunter. I mean, it didn't because he lost the individual portion, but like it could fuck over a challenge beast. Like if you have an Ozzy or a Mike or a Hunter or Joe who's winning every challenge, and then their life kind of gets taken into the hands of other players, where if their tri-mate sucks, like, well, fuck that. Like, I'm the best individual player. So it could be unfair, but I don't know. I didn't mind it tonight. And I actually thought it was pretty, like, Q, there's sometimes where Q has had way more moments where I've been like, this guy knows what he's doing and he's playing a really good game, than the opposite. Really, outside of quitting or trying to quit at Tribal Council, I think Q has shown a pretty good understanding of the game. Like, I thought telling Charlie and Maria to throw it with
that was smart.
Hunter makes sense. I thought that was a smart move.
Yeah, I agree.
I never throw a chance at immunity. No, I don't like that. He plays too aggressive. I think he makes a lot of mistakes.
He did. We didn't talk about this. This was last week, but his hide and seek thing, he was losing his fucking mind.
Insane. One of the most insane things I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
They spent 20 minutes showing us playing hide and go seek.
Big mistake. That was a big mistake hiding.
Yeah. I saw a very funny meme that was like whatever, some person hides and hide and go seek, and then and then Q Michael Jordan meme, and I took that personally.
That was wild.
But I think it was good editing, like good storytelling, showing that, because it was kind of like a little foreshadowing of like, this guy is crazy.
He turned crazy so fast.
Yeah.
I forgot they spent a long segment of Q analyzing. Well, Hunter climbed a tree. That means he's hiding a little too hard. I'm like, the game is hide and go seek, man.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just like, yeah, this is kind of fun. Like, it's nice to like break up, play a game for an hour. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
He's just taking notes.
Honestly, you know what? You know who else was taking notes during it? Is Venus.
Yeah, that's true.
Venus was also like kind of doing a similar thing to Q, where like maybe in her head she was like, I have everyone playing hide and go seek so that I can take notes on that. But like, it's another example.
I think she got swindled by the producers. They made her sit there and say that stuff. She's not crazy. Q's the crazy one. But we glossed over Jeff Probst just shitting all over them at Tribal or at the challenge.
Oh yeah. So Jeff, they get there. He kind of puts it on Q immediately, where Tiff is like, we want to stay away from, or he's asking how the teams got picked, and Tiff was like, well, we want to stay away from chaotic energy. And then Jeff's like, well, you're talking about Q, right? Like just going at Q. Then he says, I'll say we're all thinking like Q, Venus, and Liz, you guys are going to be out first in this challenge. I thought that was crazy to say. Like, I have no problem with Jeff being spicy Jeff like that, which was the title of the episode. But I thought all 3 of those tribes were like relatively similar. Like Q is very athletic. Venus,
it was the shot at Liz, really. Like,
Yeah, like
I
I actually thought I missed something. Like I was like, did I just zone out? And I was like, is it one of those things where like the other team can hit your fucking, things or something with a hammer? But just physical challenge. Like, I don't know. I thought that was a pretty fair fight.
Jeff hates Q. Jeff, I think that was Jeff saying, "I don't like quitters." You made a mockery of my tribal. How dare you, Q? So he just wanted, and maybe he thought Q might just like throw that. Word got back to him. He was thinking about throwing the challenge. I think Jeff was fed up with Q, and that's why he said it.
I think you're absolutely right.
Venus is like 12 pounds at this point.
All right, then, hypocrite Jeff Probst. You're gonna get so mad at Q, but you want to fucking suck the dick of Banu and be like he's the perfect Survivor casting choice when all he did was cry and try to quit every week.
But he didn't quit though, Tommy, is what Jeff would tell you.
Neither did Q.
Well, he insinuated. He also talked about throwing a challenge. No, this is Jeff will have casting where he'll literally cast quitters. He has almost every time in the news era. But yet he hates quitters. It's the hypocrisy of Mr. Probst.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I don't really know why he said that, but whatever. It's kind of funny. And then you got Hunter versus Charlie showdown that Charlie wins. And I think that was like a big moment for Charlie. Like that'll be a moment where if Charlie wins, you look back on that. He's grown on me, Charlie. And I'm not just saying that because he followed me on Twitter, and I feel the need to be.
There it is. Oh, there it is.
But I do like Charlie.
This whole podcast is tainted now.
No, I like Charlie.
When did he follow you? We need to clear that up. When exactly did he follow you? How many weeks ago?
The night I sent a mean. So 2 weeks ago, I sent a mean tweet about him, where I was like, "What did he do a couple weeks ago that was dumb?"
Taylor Swift.
No, you called it the dumbest move in Survivor history. I think
I said under the radar, one of the dumbest moves.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, he admitted that. So he admitted that he voted for somebody. Like somebody thought that, or Venus thought that somebody voted for her and somebody else. And Charlie was like, "Oh no, that was actually me that voted for you," or something. Or Venus, Charlie. There was something there. Yeah, he told Venus he voted for her. I thought that was dumb. I still think that was dumb, but he's grown on me since.
That was a dumb move. I don't think it was like one of the dumbest moves. That's a little hyperbole there. Like,
I said under the radar.
Where there's like no radar at all because it's a terrible call. But Charlie and Maria have been great, and I think both of them. I've been on their side for a while now. So welcome to the Charlie Maria bandwagon, Tommy. No surprise, joining a bandwagon late. Pretty typical for this show.
This is from Twitter, Clemmer. It's for you.
Hey, Mr. Hunter's the greatest Survivor player of all time. Goes home with a fucking idol in his pocket.
But I own it. I'm like, I'm wrong.
Loses a physical challenge to a Taylor Swift worshiper and goes home with an idol in his pocket.
Cubs fan 69420 says Hunter leaving with an idol in his pocket is so fitting. Guy was a beast, but never truly got a grip on the game. Was never on the inside or in the know, even when he had immunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Cubs fan 69420 is right. Like, it was his downfall, and you saw the panic at Tribal. When he's like, "Is it me? Is it me?" It's like, oh, it was so desperate and sad. It's like, bro, you have an idol. Just play it. Stop. Like, panic doesn't help.
Venus was yelling in his face. It's Q. It's Q.
Who cares what you can't? Why is he believing what they're saying? Like, why would he knows better than that? He loves the show. Like, just play the idol.
Yeah,
fair take. And in fairness, you guys have said for a while now that the social game would bring Hunter down. I'm like, it definitely is his weakest point, but I thought he was smart enough to be able to adapt. He wasn't.
And how about him being pissed? I mean, we can get to Tribal, I guess, but how about him being like actually pissed? Like really pissed when he got voted out.
I think he felt lied to. Which
not on Survivor. Oh, I was.
We see that all the time though with people. I mean, Tommy's the only one. Oh, Nate, you have to. I guess you played Surviving. Like, I'm sure it does kind of fuck with your brain a little bit when you are quote unquote lied to, even though it is the style of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I don't mind when someone gets angry. I mean, like it's not like he's gonna hold a grudge. Like, I think
he might.
I think that he's enough of a Survivor
they hated Q so much in the tribe, like on the island. I think they hated Q so openly and so much that he legit will hold a grudge because he can't believe they would send him home instead of Q.
Well, he should blame Q then.
He's got to blame Q. Hunter can only blame one person. It's himself. Like Hunter, I think is a smart enough player where he'll be like, "It was my fault. I was fucking idiot." Like,
yeah. He went home with the idol's pocket, but he's gonna be mad at anybody else. It should be Q, not the other people, because Q blew up his game. He aligned with the wrong guy, which is on him too.
I agree with Morgan Kate. With Tevin already on the jury, we might get our first bitter jury in a while.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Soda's pretty pissed off too, right? Like
but I think all three of them are players. I think all three of them will respect gameplay at the end of the day.
And when Venus gets knocked out, she's gonna be pissed off too.
what, in the second?
Well,
Yeah.
unless they carry her as a goat, which is what I would do. I keep her around just because she can't. Nate, you think she can win?
Yeah, I'm sure the mastermind behind the last 2 votes is a goat. Okay, Clemmer.
She could win a couple challenges. She's not.
But do you think she can win? Do you think the people on the would vote for her over somebody? Like, I don't.
No.
Realistically, is that like? Or
No.
Take the bits
No.
away. Like, what are we talking? No.
Yeah,
sure.
it'll be tough for the V-Dog to get final tribal vote.
She's just not liked enough. I mean,
It'll be
like her
very
final
tough.
speech
like I don't like
She-
Ben, but Ben would get more votes than her.
She would need Hitler and Bin Laden next to her to try to get a couple votes.
Or Hitler and Q.
Hitler and Q would be
Yeah.
a good option for Venus to bring. If she can beat, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Anyway, go on.
And I just had one more note from the challenge. When they started the or 2 notes actually. When they started the music for the last portion of the challenge, I thought it sounded like the Dark Knight theme music for a second. I don't know if anybody else thought that, but for a second, I was like,
Nope.
the Dark Knight theme music. And then also, I saw somebody on Twitter point this out, and I agree with it. I'm sick of the fucking music giving away when the challenge is over.
Me
Like
too.
they did it for the ball throw.
Ball.
It happens every single week. And, I mean, I'm sure we've all noticed it for years. And for the most part, it's like, a Survivor thing. The challenge is going to end. But it is like, why do they have to do that? Like, I mean, maybe there are true morons out there who watch the show and don't pick up on that. I would bet the vast majority of fans who watch every week, like, I don't like, it's you're watching a sporting event kind of. And like, there's no soundtrack that tells you when a buzzer beater is going to go in or something.
Well,
like,
there is a clock, but I mean, it's a clock.
It doesn't go though. Like it went in before it went in.
Right.
They do kind of pull
but-
the fake out sometimes, though.
Yeah, but even the fake outs like are predictable fake outs.
The music's way more pronounced than it ever has been. I fully believe that, and you're absolutely right, Tommy. I'm busting your balls, but like it ruins the suspense. Like it takes away so much of the fun of watching the show. Why do they do that? Like, why do they need to hold our hands for everything? I think it's a new era thing, honestly.
No, they've done this forever.
Not that pronounced, not that deliberate. I don't think so. Because I mean, it's ripped away.
Tonight's was special. Tonight's was very loud and over the top. They've always done it though, but yeah, I don't know why we're noticing it more now. We need someone to go back and check decibel levels. Maybe they're pumping up the volume, but yeah, tonight's was like very pronounced.
Maybe it was just weird sound mixing tonight or audio mixing or whatever.
I feel it's been like this for a while. I've had the same complaint. I keep meaning to bring it up, Tommy. This is not the first episode that's happened.
The Rumble chat discussing amongst themselves if Bin Laden would get more votes than Venus and if how Hitler's final travel speech would go. I didn't mean to make that happen. I'm sorry.
That's
But-
good.
But yeah, Hitler, he was a very convincing guy. I kind of agree with
He would have given a
with
speech.
Bushnell.
Even an angry.
It would have been intense. So yes.
Won him over.
After the vote, Charlie wins. Kind of like you don't see it too often where everybody's sitting on the beach and everyone's kind of true like, what the fuck do we do? Like Q's little rant or whatever, little outburst at Tribal truly threw such a wrench into the game that has caused pure chaos where people are like, I don't even know where do we start here. First plan we saw. So what do you think of, I mean, it didn't end up working out, but what do you think of Kenzie's plan to blindside Tiff? Do you think it's smart? And do you think it's going to come back to her? I think it's going to come back to her. Come back against. I think people are going to, first of all,
I'm in total agreement. Like
I think somebody's going to tell Tiff. Somebody's going to be like, Kenzie was trying to get you out. And then people are going to be like, oh, this Kenzie, she's playing really hard. Like, if you're going to bring up a big move like that, then you better get it
to happen. Like this could be Kenzie's downfall. This could be her Achilles heel. This could be the thing that brings her down. I don't think it was an accident. I'm sure this happens more than we might think with these shows, but there's a reason they kept it in this episode, right? Like this is gonna have dividends for sure.
Yeah. It's weird to toss out your buddy's name like that and then not follow through with it. And I'm hoping that maybe because I like Kenzie and I want Kenzie, like she's my winner pick. Maybe Tiffany's has shown that she can get emotional and loud and start spilling stuff at the wrong time, maybe that'll be Tiffany's downfall. I don't know. They are on a head-on collision. I don't know who wins, though. Very easily, people could say exactly what you just said, Clemmer. Kenzie's playing too hard. We got to get her out. I hope that they get in like a big screaming match, like it's two big personalities.
Kenzie also said something dumb last episode in Tribal when she was like talking to Q, and she's like, well, like maybe you were like what if you were my plan like 5 days from now? Just basically telling everybody that like she was trying to like team up with Q for the next however many days. I don't know if anybody else caught that. And everyone kind of like looked around like, huh, that was weird. So I feel like she's a little bit loose with like some of the shit she says.
Yeah, it felt like tonight too. It was almost like wanting to make a big move just to make a big move. Like you even had the moment where after her Tiffany plan kind of fell apart because Charlie went to talk to her and Tiffany was like, I'm just going to play my idol, which I think was smart by Tiffany. She's like, well, we could go with Hunter, but that's the boring vote. Like she was like looking to make a blind side or make a big move just for the sake of it.
But Kenzie also could be like, I can't trust Tiffany anymore. Maybe there's just too many cracks in that. And she's like, maybe they're not as tight as the editing makes us want to think, because she had no qualms about throwing it out there.
I think they're close. I think it's kind of more like what she said of like, they're both competitors and like they'll both respect it at the end of the day.
But why throw it out so early when you don't have to?
She didn't think it was early. She thought it was going to happen that night.
No, why even float the idea when you still have a person like Q around?
Well, yeah, that I think is a better question.
Yeah, it seemed like the wrong time.
So yeah, after that, then they kind of switched the plan. Then it looks like it's maybe going to be Ben, because Hunter is like, let's get Q, let's get Liz and Venus. Let's go for Ben. Liz and Venus have no idea what the hell is ever going on. So then the other plan is back to Hunter. Pure chaos, just absolutely pure chaos going into Tribal. No idea who was going home. No idea who was going home. I think Ben, Hunter, Q, and Tiff. They're like, you could have seen any of those 4 going home, presumably. And we kind of talked about the vote and everything, but
I thought it was a cool little shot. Hunter drawing with a stick in the sand, like all the different possibilities. I thought that was cool. I don't know if we've ever seen that before.
What did you think of Jeff having? I'm fine with Jeff having a cushion. What do you think of him handing out popcorn?
That was nice.
I don't know.
Fine.
It's a show. It's performative. It's a show. I don't know. It was just, I don't know, some eye rolls there. I don't know.
There's been a lot more banter with Jeff at challenges in Tribal than every New Era season combined. They're giving it back to Jeff. Jeff's giving it back to them. I've liked it. Jeff's, we've shit on Jeff more than anybody. I like spicy Jeff. I like popcorn Jeff. I don't know. You didn't like the popcorn, Tommy? It's so harmless.
No, I did. I have no issue with it.
I didn't like it. I like spice. Like I love when Jeff was like, "Here's who I think is going to lose this challenge" beforehand. I like that kind of stuff. That's like spicy Jeff. To me, this was like, pardon the pun, like kind of like a corny Jeff or like a lame Jeff. Like
it was bits, Jeff.
Like saying who's going to lose. That's kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, also if you go back to like the early seasons, Jeff was spicy Jeff. Like he did have he was kind of a dickhead, like, which I think is fine. Like, I think that's good. And then I think recent seasons he's kind of become like, if he comes off as a dick, it comes off as more like angry old man and less like, it's more like, oh, you guys are ruining my show, But I didn't mind that saying you 3 are going to lose first.
Spicy Jeff, Nate. He gave
the standing ovation for Liz eating food because she's allergic to every single thing on the island.
Yeah, just very happy for Liz. Very happy.
Yeah. Bro, she just doesn't eat.
Also, Jeff was very spicy when he told Q he would have lasted longer on the pole than him.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance last week Jeff was going to get on a pole, or they were going to ask Jeff to get on a pole. I thought that was happening. This is a good point from Hugh Janus.
Nice.
Besides Charlie and Marie, are there any other actual alliances left? I mean, this is kind of why this season is so chaotic. I think the answer is probably no. Like, it's almost like Cambodia season 31, where there were a lot of voting blocks kind of shifting every week.
Is that
There's
true?
no-
There really no alliances.
Who's
I mean-
Ben aligned with?
Tipton.
I mean, Ben, I guess, is maybe kind of aligned with Tiff and Kenzie now, but Kenzie's not really aligned with Tiff anymore. Liz and Venus, I guess, have kind of been working together.
Yeah.
But like, it's like Liz and Venus are kind of a duo. Q is on his own. Charlie and Maria are a duo. And then maybe like Ben, Kenzie, and Tiff, you would say are a trio, but Kenzie's going at Tiff, so you can't say that. There's obviously no like majority alliance.
So I think
Liz,
some of that
Venus, and
bullshit.
Q need to get together.
What?
What's that?
Liz, Venus, and Q need to get together.
I think you're right.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think there are more alliances than we're being shown. Like, if Ben really was this guy without a country, I think there'd be a lot more panic. I think there are alliances, or they believe to be alliances. We're just not seeing them.
I think there's a lot of like small alliances, but like there's not, I think, a prevailing alliance defining everything.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. It's voting blocks. It's
Yeah,
as long as I'm not on the bottom.
which does lead to some entertainment.
This has been the best season in the new era. Are we so far?
Oh,
I
easily.
think so.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd say that after how it started, but I feel like that's kind of where we are now.
It was the worst 2 episodes to start of television history with the Banu show. The fucking sobbing Banu show should be burned and never shown again.
So I hate to admit this,
No.
but now that we know the season gets better,
Yeah.
I can kind of appreciate the Banu up. Like,
I can't. It makes me madder about it because we have interesting people we didn't get to spend time with.
yeah, but now it's like, oh, you had really good gameplay late in the season, and then, oh yeah, remember that fucking insane guy from the
They
first 2
wasted
episodes?
our time.
Yeah.
So we had nothing else to talk about besides Banu trying to win a million
It should
hearts.
have been done. It should have been done less for sure. But like, if they had properly portrayed Banu, or if they'd given him less screen time, I think it could have worked. It was like, oh, that was like it would have
what
been
we said,
similar to
though. Yeah.
it would have been similar to Survivor Cambodia or Survivor Kagame, where we had like Jatia with the rice or whatever. Like, would have been, oh yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been 3 episodes of Jatia crying, but
It's kind of one of those things where, like, so I was gonna say it's like one of those things, like the best stories like come from like things that like kind of suck, like they're not fun in the time, but when you look back at it, Bonnie was going to be like a fucking hilarious thing. So
Banu
like,
was
kind of
Banu was COVID. Like, when we were in the heart of COVID, we were like, fuck, this sucks.
Bro.
And it ended up being really bad in a lot of ways. But then you get through it and you're like, even though you know how bad it was, there's a little point of you that's like, huh, it was kind of cool standing and watching movies every
I know
Bonu's
there's
just
gotta
the
be-
virus, but that's about where I ended.
I know there's got to be someone on Reddit who has timed the percentage of screen time he had. Dude, we did 90-minute episode of Banu crying, and then the next week they did a whole nother 90 minutes of him crying, man. Like, I'm not gonna say that we needed that to make the season good. It was the hardest time I've ever had watching TV. It was so bad.
It got so bad I loved it though. It was like the jokes that go too long and then they're funny again. Like, I was laughing out loud by the end. Like, I was cackling watching that show.
I also want to say
Banu was made in the Wuhan lab. It just is COVID.
if we are giving out credit, there's not been a lot of like weird twists and advantages put into play, which I think is no coincidence to why things have been going good. There's 2 immunity idols in the game right now, right? Or no, sorry, one. Tiff has one.
Technically.
One will go back in, so there'll be 2.
You think? Maybe not, though. Is there a chance it doesn't get put back in the game?
No, they'll definitely put it back.
I agree.
Because there's nothing else. Tevin had his extra vote that was lost.
Yeah.
But that, like, Survivor can survive on just idols. That's how it could be. That's how it should be. Like, you don't need fucking the knowledge is power advantage or whatever all these other ones through the years have been.
Sick of the island.
I'd argue you don't even need idols.
I get where that. I think idols overall have done more good for the show than bad. I think
I agree have add drama, but I could make a real argument that I'd rather have no idols and no anything than what we currently have.
Yeah, that's fair. But I do think idols, they add strategy and they give
They
us
do.
some big blindsides
I agree.
moments. So overall, I think they've been a good thing. But yeah, I mean, knowledge is power.
Tommy, so if you could choose for season 50, let's say they do all-stars of all-stars of all-stars, what rule set would you like them to go with? Like what era of rules and advantages and challenges, etc.? Do you want hidden idols? Do you want them back in play? How big of tribes do you want? What's your perfect setup for Survivor season 50?
So there's part of me that would say 2 tribes of 10, no advantages. You merge at 12 or 13 or whatever, and you duke it out. Like just keep it as like back to the basics. Survivor.
39 days.
39 days, yeah, obviously. But then there's part of me that's like, if you do have all of those big personalities, you have to have some. So then I think I would do like season like somewhere between like season 12 and 20. Like when they put idols into play, I would want 2 tribes. You could do 3 tribes if you really 3 tribes of 7 if you want an extra person. I don't know if that fucks with the gender split or whatever. 2 tribes of 10. Couple idols on each beach to start off. You could do 1 tribe swap, merge at 12, another idol. I think that is kind of the best representation of Survivor.
I would like to see a season with 12 people or
You're
20
muted,
people.
Summer. You're trying to talk right now. You're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. When are we getting Survivor 50?
2 years from now.
2 years.
We're gonna get SNL 50 and Survivor 50 the same year, I think. If you're a TV nerd like me, that's fun.
Now, is SNL going to bring back previous winners? What are they going to do?
I bet they're going to do a huge show. Kind of. They're going to do a monster show. It's going to be.
I'm afraid
monster over 40.
I'm afraid that Survivor's not going to bring back legends for like they should.
You're right.
But I'm afraid because Jeff has said before we're not bringing back anybody from before the new era, and they still haven't done. Like if they do Survivor 50 as like best of the new era, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. If it's like Marianne and fucking Gabler.
Get the oven ready, Tommy. Get the car running in the garage because I think you're gonna be doing that.
Season 40 winner Erica. You don't want to see her again.
50. Give me fucking Boston Rob. Give me Richard Hatch. Give me Russell Hantz.
Oh, I like our friend Huge Anus. I love his suggestion there.
New 49 be a new era returning season. 50 new era versus old school. I don't want to see anybody from the new era. I don't need to see them.
No, Hoboken Mike.
Yeah, some people.
Jonathan, my king, my star.
I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep if I never see another one of these people again on my screen. Stop. Jesse is probably the best.
Jesse, yeah, bring back Jesse. There's some people.
Are there enough to do a full season? I don't know.
Yeah. I think so.
You guys liked what's his name? Banu of 2 seasons ago. Gosh, I didn't mean it like that. But I can't think of his name. You guys loved him. You guys
not Jam Jam?
Jam, yeah, I like Jam Jam was fine too.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name. He was just there for comedic relief, and he never was a player. And you guys loved him.
Someone saying Roxroy.
Oh, Roxroy was great. He's the only person to ever gain weight by being on the show. He just ate rice and laid down. He was great.
He was legendary. Heather, the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's enough good players.
Yeah,
barely.
The dude who fell off the rock and separated his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
because he climbed up there for no reason. Yeah,
zero reason. He was doing like a Titanic, I'm the king of the world, and just fell off a rock and almost killed himself.
That was awesome.
Ricard and Carolyn would be good.
Ricard, that's who I couldn't think of.
That's loved him. No, that's not who you're thinking of. Ricard was fine. He was like a cutthroat. Yeah, he was like a good player. He was in alliance with Shan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of. Ricard from last season. Oh, the tattooed lady, Caroline.
41.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're just naming names now.
Yeah.
All right, but before we wrap up, let's just do quick, like, kind of winner rankings or people you think have a. How many people are left? 8, right?
Yeah.
I think Venus, Liz, and Q have no shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Venus, Liz, and Kim. Right, I agree. No shot to win. They should be.
Yeah, I'm talking win.
No shot to win. I agree.
Charlie and Maria are obviously a formidable duo. Ben, I feel like he's too under the radar, but he could have like an Erica win. Tiff, I think, has shown too many signs of weakness, and I think Kenzie is starting to show signs of weakness. But with this season, you really can never fucking know. If I had to go gun to head, I think I might choose Maria.
Me too.
I think
Really?
Charlie.
That's
Charlie
fine.
seems,
No
either
argument.
one, but Charlie almost seems more obvious than Maria.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm still gonna go Kenzie. I think everything about her screams winner. It's just, and she's so good at getting herself out of sticky situations too. I think everything about what they show with her screams winner to me, except she hasn't won anything individually, right? She doesn't have any idols. She's never won one.
Who?
Yeah, Kenzie.
I don't think so.
And she was on purple. I don't know if she's ever won a thing on this entire island at all. But yeah, she's still my winner pick. And that's a good resume builder too. I was stuck on a tribe with like ding dongs and I still made it through.
I was so confident in Tiffany.
Kenzie won an immunity, people are saying. I do remember her with a necklace around her neck.
Yeah,
I don't remember what she won for.
Wasn't it like a weird immunity?
It must have been.
Or it was when they were split into smaller tribes or something? She won the balance on a doghouse challenge in the water.
The classic balance.
Yeah, when it was split tribal, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. I miss Jalinski.
So I saw some theory, I don't know if it was on the Survivor Reddit or on Twitter, that people think Jalinski is coming back for season 47 because they're like, the way that this guy keeps getting talked about, and like they even, episode 7 was 2 weeks ago. It was named episode Several. It's still getting mentioned. Next season is episode 40 Several. Like you could, like, there's so many ways to bring back Jalinski. People like they did it with Bruce. I think it's a little bit different because Bruce was a medevac.
Hugely different.
Yeah, big difference. But that's just I kind of don't buy into it because there would truly be zero precedent for that ever. Like they brought back Stephanie and Bobby John.
Yes.
But that was kind of like a thing. That was like, oh, we're going to bring back these 2 people because they were the last 2 people in their tribe and they did well. This would be the only time
where was a loser. Like she was
what?
Like at that point in time when they brought her back, she was known for being a loser.
Stephanie?
Yeah, like all she'd done is lost, pretty much.
Right. Well, I guess she survived. She was the last one to survive on
right, and she was alone on that island and everyone bad for her, but she was there because they had lost. I'm not blaming her, but you know what I mean? She was like, it's
right.
Very
but there was like a clear storyline why it made sense why those 2 were back.
How about season 50 worst players versus best players? So it's like, you get Eric who voted himself off. You get, the dummy who fell off the rock. You get Jalinski who doesn't have a brain cell. You just bring all those ding dongs back and you put them up against, Boston Rob and the cops, and you just.
But I'd want them like split. I wouldn't want the tribes to be dummies versus smarts. I'd want like 5 smarts and 5 dummies on each tribe.
Yeah, it works for me too. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You could have, and like you don't clearly say who the dummies and smarts are.
You don't say the theme of the show. You let them work it out themselves.
Yeah, you let the 10 smarts figure it out within an hour, and the 10 dummies be like, I wonder what this year is going to be called.
What's up with Woo? What's Woo up to? Bring Woo back. He was the man.
He came back for.
Yeah, bring him back. Like Woo.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck about Woo.
Come on, Woo.
I'm glad. I'll tell you what, Woo is a very important part of Survivor history because he was stupid enough to take Tony to the final 2 and basically be the start of Tony's legacy. He's Drew Bledsoe getting hurt, basically. Like that, it allowed Tony to be born and become the greatest player ever. But
who's the best player of all time? Ty. who they had a chicken and he somehow convinced these starving people not to eat the chicken. That's the best player of all time on Survivor.
Yeah.
Anyway, jib cuts of the week.
I gotta go Q. I'm so team Q. All these people are coming at him. You would thought he set off a fucking bomb on this island, unless he said stuff behind the scenes that we didn't see. The way people are so mad at him, like he really didn't do anything that bad. Like he just said something at Tribal that made it like kind of crazy, but the way they're hating him is insane. He does have a weird thing for control. Like that's a guy who he's got some fetishes, I bet. The way he's like, I just need control. I need control. But I'm team Q. Qaholics. Let's ride. We're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
All right. John Rich.
I guess I'll go Tiffany. I kind of liked her losing it. There's somehow, again, I'm not really sure how that happened, but her like freaking out during Tribal, like saved her idol, kind of.
Yeah,
like in a way, like she somehow directed votes to Q doing that. Like she lost her shit, and it made people like remember how much they hated Q. And then I don't know if that was on purpose, but it worked. Good for her. I've been picking her as my winner the whole time too. I don't think I pick her as that anymore. She kind of lost it, but I'll give it to her.
By the way, it was Nasir from 41 that you guys all loved, and I kept saying that 0%. Nasir from 41.
Yeah, I threw his name out there.
Yeah, that was who I was thinking of. Punter?
My jib card of the week goes to Charlie for outlasting Hunter and really ending Hunter's game. Really badass performance, but I mean, like we make fun, Taylor Swift and whatever, like, but he's proven to be this level-headed guy, and a pretty badass guy. Like, also points to Taylor Swift. If you just being a Swiftie doesn't mean you're this soft guy.
Good album.
It is a good album.
That's fine.
All right, that's it.
I'll go fuck myself.
We got to hear Nate's jib
Did
cut.
you not say yours?
No. Well, I'll stick aside. It is Venus because her name was not brought up. She was, she made a friend. It looked like. I'm proud of her for making a friend, and she performed well in the challenge. And you guys hate her, so that's my girl.
I don't hate Venus.
I don't hate her either.
I've never hated her.
I like having her around. I think she's a bad player.
You're a bad player.
I like having her in the game. She's very entertaining. This season, honestly, is reminding me of Gabon. Season 17 referred to as like one of the funniest seasons. The most chaotic season ever. Is it high praise? Like, I feel like I always say Survivor Gabon is like not Survivor. It was just like a sitcom that happened to take place on an island.
Was that with like Sugar?
Yeah, Sugar, Bob, Crystal, Maddie. Like it was literally like TV show characters. Like I a few years ago rewatched that like mainly high on edibles, and it was so fun to watch. Like you literally like, I can't believe these people are real. Like it wasn't like, and nobody there was playing Survivor. Like every season you go out there, you got 20 people. They're like, we're voting people out. These are 20 people who were just on an island living together, and then every few days they just had to vote one of them off. But other than that, there was no Survivor being played.
Gabon was wildly entertaining.
It was a cool location too.
What if fans like Heather, I see, doesn't like Gabon, but I feel like fans are pretty positive about Gabon looking back at it now. Maybe in the moment, I remember people even probably myself were maybe a little uptight about it, but what I wouldn't give for a Gabon season right now. And you're right. This is the closest thing to it, but we still have the new era bullshit.
Wu is just like a famous actor now. I mean, that's how dumb I am. I didn't realize that he's like a movie star. They said chat said he's in Super Bowl commercials and stuff. And he's in Grey's Anatomy.
Wu? I didn't know that.
That's what chat just said. That's crazy. I guess they wouldn't lie to us.
No. We have good fans.
That's pretty sick. Good for Wu. All
right. That's it. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, will we?